bro, like, when I think about relationships, I think about my last 2 relationships, and last 2 meaning considering one of them is the one I'm in right now, but women and emotions. Okay? I know I probably get cussed out when I say women are just emotional. Y'all emotional. Y'all are emotional creatures. It is what it is. Y'all emotional. Y'all are more emotional than us. But is that necessarily a bad thing? I don't think so. And how do we as men respect the fact that women are more emotional? Because God didn't make them more emotional just to make them more emotional. There's got to be a reason why they're more emotional than us. I don't know the answer. Maybe it makes them better mothers. Probably. I don't know.
Well, we got to look at it from the most simplest mindset, the chemical makeup of a man and a woman, how we're raised. Because I'm in a situation where I got kids, so how I raise my son and then how I raise my daughter. What we teach boys versus what we teach girls. We teach boys, don't suck it up. You a man, toughen up. We teach girls to be soft-spoken, nurturers. They're nurturers by nature, so I don't necessarily mean that they're more, because there's some men out there who are emotional too. They just don't know how to express it the same way.
I mean, just because I'm saying women are emotional doesn't mean that we as men aren't emotional. We are emotional.
We just express it in a different way.
Right?
Different way.
So I think it would be wrong for me to sit here and be like, I'm not emotional. I don't
Yeah. So finally in this generation, I feel like we're allowing men to be more vulnerable.
Right.
Hey, it's not considered being soft if you open up and talk.
You're not less of a man because
we open up and talk. Tell her how you feel. Her tell him how you feel, and you have an open dialogue, and then always let that person know if you want the honest, raw dog truth. Because some people can't handle it.
Yep.
Do you want the truth or you want to lie? That's one of the questions I always ask. You know, when she asks me something, no matter what it is, you want the truth or you want to lie? Because I like being real.
Right. I like to be real, and I want the real.
I want the real back.
No, I want my wife, I want my girl, I want my fiance to let me know when she think I'm not up to par.
Facts.
When I'm slacking.
You know what
I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I love her, so I want to be the best person that I can be, the best man that I can be for her, right?
Right.
So I'm going to need her to communicate with me. When she think that I could do better, let me know that I could do better.
Check me.
Check me. But don't check me in a way that's going to piss me off.
Don't wait to the family barbecue to be talking about.
There's ways to do
your
it.
Your belly hanging over your pants. No. You don't check me at the house.
But I also don't need you to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just be real.
Yeah.
I'm with you for a reason. I know who you are, so I'm going to respect your opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And vice versa. Same thing. When dealing with her, don't check her in front of everybody. Try to get her attention at home.
Right.
So whatever issues y'all can deal with, especially when y'all got a house together, that's what it's for. It's for y'all to deal with y'all issues in the house.
Right. Not out there in the streets.
Not out there in the streets. Because when they get out there in the streets, it's only so far people gonna take embarrassment, and then next thing you know, Officer Hill coming, clank clank, somebody gotta go, somebody gotta stay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, it get messy.
Right.
So talk what you can. Talk.
Right.
You realize how you live with a person day in and day out, and y'all don't talk.
Right.
Having a schedule. Hey, we got a board at home with different schedules, and she implemented that where this will help everything and guide everything in a way where we not running over each other. I said I had this appointment. And then
it's like a calendar.
Yeah. Write your stuff down on the calendar. So if you got,
that's a good way to communicate in certain.
Exactly. So when you walk by, I still mess up every now and again. I don't look at the calendar all the time. But when I'm putting stuff in my phone, I make sure I invite her so she at least sees it.
Right.
That helps. And then you can manage your lives a little bit better, because that's all it is, management.
Yep.
We learn how to manage money, manage your relationships the same way.
One of the things I'm struggling with, to be honest, is listening. My girlfriend say I don't listen to her.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I do listen to you. What you talking about?
Right.
I listen to you all the time. Every time you talk, I listen. But am I truly listening? I find myself, I go back and I say, I'm trying to that automatic recorder in my head. Did I hear what she said? And I can't remember what she said. So sometimes I really, truly am not listening.
Right.
And women, they need us to listen. They tell us we need to listen. When we're not listening, they let us know that we're not listening.
Well, you're human, brother. So you gonna,
and it's crazy though. You say I'm human.
Yeah.
So That's the excuse I use. I'm a man.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that though.
They don't want to hear that.
They do not want to hear that. You cannot sit there and say I'm a man and they gonna accept that.
Yeah.
Now they get it.
Yeah.
But they hate it because they hear it all the time.
Yeah.
But truly, that is probably the reason why we are just programmed differently. But that doesn't give you the excuse to not take the time and put forth the effort to listen to them. Because I was listening to Red Table Talk earlier, like I told you, and Will Smith and Kevin Hart were talking about feelings, talking about a woman's feelings. They matter. But to us, we don't give a damn about our own feelings.
Right.
Because we as men understand that the world is not going to give us anything. So we cannot put our feelings on display like that. We cannot think that people are going to care about our feelings. So we put our own feelings as men aside. And so you know what we do with that? We also take that same mantra into how we treat our women.
How we treat our...
Their feelings don't matter.
Yeah.
And I've said it in some of my relationships. When the woman gets all in the tears and tears come out of her eyes, I'm like, you crying, you being emotional for nothing. At the end of the day, the world don't care about your tears. But you know what? They don't want to hear that. You know, and the truth about it is, Dicarrio, feelings do matter. They do. Feelings are relevant. Very. So we as men need to learn how to care about their feelings at the end of the day. Because those feelings will never change because she is a woman. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, a man got feelings too. We just show them in different ways. We express them in different ways.
Because we were programmed to deal with that.
Back. Yeah. To put our feelings behind us and continue to push forward. Yeah. That's how we are programmed. Yeah. But women are just different in that aspect.
And they're supposed to be.
And they're supposed to be. Like I said, and I think one of the reasons is because they are mothers. They are expected to carry children and to raise children in a different way than men are. Yeah. Because they need that. Not that we're not going to love our children, express love to our children, but women express it in a different way that children need. So those feelings, we have to respect those feelings. It's not for us to understand those feelings. Yeah. We have to respect those feelings. So when a woman comes to you and she teary-eyed, you can't just be like, baby, you need to stop crying. You have to maybe ask her why she crying. Well,
it depends. If you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, it ain't no time to, we got to pack up and go, girl.
Time to go.
We got to go. But
F your feelings.
These zombies, ain't nothing gonna stop these zombies from coming. Right. But I feel you. And one thing we got to learn how to do is effective communication. Yeah. That's one thing that's been outplaying in my life with family, with friends, with whatever. Openly communicate. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to, you know what? I'm just here to listen. So whatever it is, and then set time out your day. All right. Put it on the calendar. We're going to schedule Wednesday night. We're going to sit here and talk. We're going to put our phones, way or whatever. We're going to sit here and talk. How you feeling? Mental check-in, like I am athlete. How you feeling today? Right. Do that, and you'll get better results. Right. So whatever's plaguing y'all, whatever you're going through, she made you mad. I felt like this when you did this. Was that your real intention? Because a lot of times it just came off a different way. Right. So once you get to that aspect and be intentional in that, right? And I'm not no philosopher. This is just what I learned, right? Watching other people. So once you get to that part, and we still mess up, right? Every now and again we get off balance.
Relationships, you're always gonna be learning.
You're always gonna be learning. So taking that time out to do those things, and at the end of the day, just talking, man. You live with a person day in and day out, and people don't talk. They expect a person to know because you live with me, but no, actually talk. Say what you feeling. Say, hey, I'm going to do this. Are you okay with this? I'm going to do that. Right. And then a lot of times it'll be a better resolution for the long run.
Right. You spoke of intentionality. A relationship, when I think about a relationship, man, it's straight up intentionality throughout.
Don't just be cohabitating out here, man.
But when you think about it on the surface, intentionality all the time seems impossible. And I get that. But there has to be some level of consistent thought behind intentionality when it comes to relationships. Everything in a relationship has to be intentional. All the way down to the, like you said, getting down, sitting at the table and measuring out, creating a calendar to talk about how much we love each other. You know what I'm saying? That's an exaggeration, but you get my point? Yeah. It's a relationship has to have a level of intentionality beyond anything that we can think of if it's going to work.
And it's real simple. It's one of the simplest things that are a key part of a relationship that people overstep. Right. They miss it. Like, I've been with this person the whole time. They understand how. No, they may not.
They may not.
They may not.
And that's crazy. I'm telling you, I do that all the time.
They see you leaving the house. They may think, oh, he don't want to be around me right now. You may just be trying to go get your oil change real quick. You know, different things can come off differently. So if you don't sit down and talk about it, and I learned through my family, because my family, when we discuss stuff, we discuss loud, and we've been learning how to control it because my grandma don't like it. She's at an age where she ain't with all that loud talking. You gonna, lower your voice when you talking.
All that,
And we used to discuss stuff loud and get loud. No, tone it down.
Right.
You take a turn.
Right.
You take a turn. Don't cut them off.
Right.
Listen. And then
that's so hard for me sometimes.
Effective communication.
Lie, man. Just closing my doggone mouth, boy. I'm listening.
Close your mouth before you say the wrong thing.
Right.
And then it go left.
Sometimes I might say the wrong thing.
It go left.
Sometimes I say what's on my mind.
Yeah.
You know what? But I'm able to admit that. I promise you, that's something I'm trying to work on.
Everybody's trying to work on it.
Because, hey, I'm emotional. That's me. That's me and my emotion.
Hey, my wife, she say, and I've learned to accept, I'm an asshole. Mm-hmm. I think every man got a level of tolerance.
A lot of men got a level of asshole in them.
Yeah. And people catch you at the wrong time. Like, one of my pet peeves is, once I see something I need to do, I may not do it right then, but once I get to it and start doing it, don't come out the blue works and telling me how to do it when you ain't out here helping me do it. Right. That's one of my things that set me off.
Right.
But learning how to accept a different point of view or a different mind, because it may be an easier way to do it. I'm just not thinking. Like you said, men get determined. Once we get our feet moving in one direction and marching,
focus.
But we focus on doing it that way, how we imagine doing it, and it may be an easier way.
Right.
And
it's always an easier way.
Always. Man, we get in our own way sometimes.
We get in our
my homeboy, you say, you going around your ass to get to your elbow. And I was like, well, that makes sense. You going around your ass to get to your elbow. If you had just listened, and it would have been the easier way to get that done.
I thank God for my girlfriend, because she bring a level of sensibleness. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Sensibility to my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what she's supposed to
That's
do.
what she's supposed to, bro.
That's what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to balance you out, because we are polar opposites in everything. Fashion, the way we view things. We get in an argument over holidays. 4th of July, I'm learning different stuff. I'm like, I ain't on 4th of July no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't on this cooking this certain meat no more for these holidays. I'm like, I'm over that. But, she like, let's not take the joy out of it, because we got kids now. So we got to see it in a different light and try to help them enjoy their childhood. But me, I'm off in right field. I'm like, no, they got to know this. They got to know that. They got to. So where's the fun in it? So we kind of balance each other out, and that's what. If you got a girlfriend who on the same page as you all the time, that's scary.
That's scary.
Yeah,
because it ain't supposed to be like that. Because I truly feel like, people don't have to be polar opposites. But people have to be different.
They have to be different.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have somebody that comes into your life and brings a different level of just newness.
Different view. Yeah.
Right. If somebody come into your life and y'all are the exact same person, what good are y'all bringing to each other's life?
Y'all not going to elevate.
Y'all not teaching each other anything.
Right.
You're not teaching each other anything at all.
Yep.
Good Lord.
But that person has to be, whatever it is, that person has to be willing to grow.
Right.
Everybody's constantly growing. From the time you born, you growing, you learning different things, and you never gonna stop growing, because time don't stop.
Right,
as long as you alive, time not gonna stop. And every age gap, every different level of your life, you're gonna be learning something new, and your mindset is gonna change. My grandma, I couldn't stand my grandma growing up, because she was so strict.
Right,
you had to do this a certain way. You couldn't sit back at the table. You couldn't put your elbows on the table.
Right.
But as I got older, me and my grandma have some of the dopest conversations that she don't have with nobody else in my family. So that's when I learned those different levels in your life. People gonna grow. They're gonna come in. They may leave, but it all depends on how you communicate and talk to that person in relationships.
A lot of that, your grandma, she was just grooming you.
Yeah, but she came up in a different time. You know what I'm saying? So going back to telling a person. What will be dope on your first date, or once you decide to be with a person, what will be dope is you sit down and tell that person about your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who you are.
Yep. Tell me who you are, and then we can go from there.
Right.
But once all that is out in the open,
right?
Because I know a situation where a person was a different person behind closed doors. And it was
people love to hide themselves.
Yeah, because when you meet a
to
person, you meeting a representative anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
People don't really want you to see who they truly are, because people are truly scared of who they really are. So they definitely don't want somebody else that they trying to get to know to see that person. And a lot of that is insecurities. So they create this different persona of themselves because they know that this is, or at least they think that this person is the one that this lady will like.
Yep.
When in reality, maybe if they just be themselves.
Be yourself.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. Women are very inquisitive. Women are very. They just smart.
They connected to the universe differently than us, bro.
They can see. They can see the truth. Now, whether or not they fall and go head over heels of that fake person that you created, that's a whole other story. But they can truly see who you are. And if they don't see it from the beginning, eventually they're going to see it. Because that guard is going to be let down and your true self will come out to play.
The woman intuition.
Right.
They connected to the universe differently than we are. And realizing those opposites are there for a reason. Yin and yang. When you start reading history, you figure out, how it's supposed to be like that. We ain't supposed to be the exact same. There's a reason why things are separate.
Right.
Because how you, and this is where we come full circle for most men, realizing once you have a son and you got a daughter, my goal, I want to teach my son things and I want to teach my daughter things, but I got to teach him some stuff about women.
Right.
I got to teach her some stuff about men, and I want them both to know both sides, because they'll have a bigger level of understanding when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex. So that's
funny you talk about it, because Will talked about it on Red Table Talk about it. I think it was Kevin Hart. He was talking about his daughter and talking to her about the predatory nature of men. You know what I'm saying? Men who want just one thing, especially at a young age. When you 16, 17, 18 years old, as a young boy, I mean, we all been young men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even as a grown man, some of that nature was in us. You want one thing. That's all you want. And once you get that one thing, on to the next.
Yeah.
And when you have a daughter, I feel sorry for y'all. You got daughters.
Hey.
But they have to know that this is a part of manhood.
It's a part of life.
It's a part of life.
It's a life. We're not far from removed from the animal kingdom and what we're designed to do. It's in you.
Right.
Whether you believe in one thing or the other, it's in you. So it's two. Some cultures, they do things a little bit differently, but this is why we were put here. So we were supposed to be opposites in certain things that I'm on, certain things that you're gonna be on, but we gotta teach and sit down. A lot of people don't even talk to their kids about sex until they get to high school. By then, it may be too late. I knew kids who, when I was young, who had to, I don't know if they was doing it, but they were talking about it in elementary school, like 4th or 5th grade. Yeah. So if you wait until this point, it's a whole gap that you done miss, and they already learning things. Kids are constantly learning. So once we get to adulthood, your mindset from what you experienced up until that point, you're going to bring that into that relationship. Right. My wife done told me several things about how boys used to act, and I was like, oh, man, that was messed up.
But you know what? Whenever women, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, women in general tell me about dudes and the way they've acted, I'm never surprised, because one, I am a dude. There's nothing that a man does surprises me, simply because I'm a man. Yep. I think like a man. It's just the difference is I feel like I have matured, and I've matured above all of that foolishness. Yeah. So even though I may have certain desires because I'm a man, my matureness,
helps you control it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It helps me control it. Yeah. No longer do I fall. Am I susceptible to the things that young men fall in trap to? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, once we explain, or matter of fact, I don't even know if they still teach it in school. They need to teach basic chemical makeup. Your bodies are going to be doing a certain thing by a certain age. Yep. By the time a girl has her first menstrual cycle, and I was told this from a woman, their bodies are naturally ready to start having kids. Yep. Men at the same age, our mentality may not even be there. We may still be playing video games, playing with toys. Girls are going through something different earlier than boys. So by the time boys catch up, I remember the funniest thing in high school, most girls were dating men older than them.
That's how it always is.
You know what I'm saying? Just because of the difference in the chemical makeup. Yep. Boys are, we're not developing as fast maturity as women.
Right.
So when we sit down and talk to those kids about those differences, they'll be able to recognize it. My wife said this to me. I want my son to be that guy who sees a girl when she's having her first menstrual cycle and not be the guy, ooh, ill. Mm-hmm. He want to be the one to say, hey, this is going on, and give her his jacket so she can hide it. And because her parents may not even be talking to her about it.
Right.
That's the difference in those relationships when us as men dealing with the opposite sex are going to make a difference and the kids are coming up. Mm-hmm. I remember, man, we used to pop bra straps. Mm-hmm. You know how traumatizing that was for women, for a young girl who's starting to develop and having these insecurities about her body.
Exactly. She already insecure.
The
so last thing she needs is for you to come over there and make light of it.
Right. Man, right. Hold it.